darkened the gymnasium, and we are ready for the championship round of the Northeast Iowa Conference Tournament. It'll be Noah Phi and Michael Millage here at 106 pounds. They just introduced the entire lineup of finalists. The gym is dark, spotlight over the center of the gymnasium. We're ready to go here, Dave Homdahl.
Yes, we are. What a tournament it's been, too. Not many points separating first and second. There's really a lot of other places, too. And a lot of things could change in just this round.
Again, Waverly Shellrock up by 9.5 points. They have 8 wrestlers in the finals. New Hampton with 5. Owine with 5. Charles City with 4. Decorah with 3. And Crestwood with 3. And here we go with Noah Phi and Michael Millage. The top 2 seeded kids here at 106.
And a couple highly rated kids in the state, too.
First and third, according to the predicament.
Yeah.
Here we go. Greg Becker is the main official. Eric Eckerman will be the alternate here as Phi indirectly on a shot. Millage able to stuff the head. And these are a couple of young men that have worked out together. They're pretty good friends with each other. They're darn familiar with one another.
And Phi goes underneath there, really trying to work some penetration. Good block by Millage.
Forehead to forehead tie, 127 left in the period.
Phi's only loss on the year was for Portillo from Clarion Goldfield, and the returning finalist from last year in 1A, and Millage only lost to Phi, I believe. And both boys out in the center of the mat, head to head, looking for an opening.
Noah Phi at 39-1. Michael Millage at 34-1. His only loss is to Noah Phi.
Yep.
And these two kids will be wrestling in different sectionals and districts come next week.
And slide by Phi to get out to get the edge, but Millage drops in on the leg. Let's see who can make something out of this, or if they'll hang on for a stalemate.
31 seconds left here in the period.
Phi trying to lift the leg. Millage trying to change off. Millage looks like draws blood first. Yep. Millage takes Phi to the mat.
15 seconds left here in the period. Millage leading by a count of
2-0.
2-0.
And
Michael Millage of Crestwood, Noah Phi of New Hampton.
Nice to see the official let that go and not call a stalemate too soon.
So it'll be Millage's choice. He will defer. Noah will have the choice. He will go down to start the second period.
Big takedown there toward the end of the first period.
And I suppose this is one of those situations where neither of these kids are going to get out of position too much, so you better take advantage when you, on the rare occasion that they do.
Yeah, I don't look for this to be a very high-scoring match, and we had a caution there on Phi. Start the second period. Millage got across the leg, up behind the arms, trying to get some wrist control. Phi keeps staying in good position with his shoulders over his hips. Not getting himself extended. Phi comes to his feet. Got hand control and he's out.
A 2-1 advantage for Michael Millage here with 1:27 left here in the second period. Couple of freshmen. Couple of kids with some big time potential right here.
Yeah.
Millage and Phi, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, assuming both these kids can make their way to Des Moines. Since they're in different districts, how do the brackets play out?
This could be a finals match.
Well, you know what? That would be darn cool.
That would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be very much.
I mean, I don't want to put any undue pressure on either of them right now, but
it's certainly.
I think all of this area would be pretty proud to see that.
You bet. And it's certainly within the realm of possibility because there are a couple of finest 6-pounders
42 seconds left here in the second period. Both men hanging on ties right now. 33 seconds left here in the period. Here is Pye in at a double shot. Lowered the level, and no takedown awarded on the side of the mat. Scramble situation, and they go out of bounds.
Nice fight by Millage.
22.1 seconds left here in the period. Millage still leading 2-1. A neutral restart.
That was a nice job by Pye, lowering his level, but Millage just kept pressure on, and they roll out of bounds there. Shows how important it is not to give up.
Because Becker was about ready to award those 2 points, but the supporting points went out of bounds before the control was established, and we go to the third period. It's a 2-1 lead for Michael Millage. Millage's choice, he will go down to start the third.
Yep.
And a caution on 5.
Millage sits out.
Actually, yeah, they did rule it on Millage. My bad.
Millage comes up. Pye gets an arm behind the back. Looks like working hard. If he can't get the takedown, maybe he'll get back points. He's certainly going for him.
1:43 left here in the period. A 2-1 lead for Michael Millage. Pye in the top position here. Pye working off to the side. Millage with the arm around the knee of Pye. 1:25 left here in the period. Millage able to get to his feet. Hasn't established hand control yet. They're on the side of the mat. They go out of bounds with 1:19 left here in the third.
Good follow by Noah Pye.
Back to the center. Pye covers. 1:19 left here in the third. A 2-1 lead for Michael Millage, and a Pye caution that time.
Yep.
Nick Heeman in the near side corner, as well as Noah's dad, Tom, who's an assistant coach for New Hampton. Keith Slifka and Justin Denner in the far side corner. And here's an escape for Millage. It's a 3-1 lead for Millage now, with 1:07 left here in the third.
And that's just the way Millage wanted to play out. You know, that first period takedown, and then right out, and then it's 1 point escape for each of them.
50 seconds left here in the period.
But all Noah Pye needs is a takedown, tied up.
45 seconds now left in the period as both men ties and underhooks right now.
Millage working with an underhook. Pye kind of tried a headlock, but that isn't there. Millage a little better than that.
Millage working those underhooks and hanging on them well.
Yeah, underhook and head.
25 seconds left here in the period. Pye hasn't been able to escape the underhooks of Millage here with 15 seconds left here in the period.
Millage double underhooks hanging on. Now Pye goes to double overhooks. Millage backs out of the underhooks now.
8 seconds left in the period. Pye goes for the throw. Millage covers him. Millage gets the takedown. Millage is your 106-pound Northeast Iowa Conference champion.
5-1.
Michael Millage for the Crestwood Cadets wins by a 5-1 margin.
That was an attempt
over Noah Pye.
Was an attempt at a throw there at the very end that had no chance. Millage just stepped in on it. But,
and you know what? If they meet 3 weeks from tonight in Des Moines,
I won't be surprised.
I won't be surprised, and
I'll be pretty pleased to see that. Unless it's Philippides.
You know what? If Philippides a part of that, that'd be pretty cool too. So let's move on to 113 pounds. Connor Cleveland for New Hampton, 41-2, a junior. Austin Yanta, sophomore for Waverly Shellrock, 36-12. We are wrestling one match at a time. The gym is darkened, and the spotlight is on one center mat here in New Hampton this afternoon.
Cleveland got the head tied up, come around behind, get 2.
Cleveland, a conference champion at 106 a year ago. 2 years ago, he lost to Brandon Mayer at 106 in the conference championship. A couple of pretty solid kids down low. A potentially dangerous called on Cleveland as they go out of bounds with 1:22 left in the first period. A 2-0 lead for Connor Cleveland, a state runner-up a year ago. So Crestwood getting the victory there on New Hampton. To start the championship round of competition.
And Cleveland, as Yount broke down pretty good here, pretty flat.
This is the first of 8 Waverly wrestlers in the finals today. Of course, this is a New Hampton Waverly Shell-Rock matchup. Obviously, New Hampton the favorite here.
Yeah, and in order to catch Waverly, they've got to pick up some bonus points and win some matches.
40 seconds left here in the period as Yount tries to get to his feet. Knocked back down by Cleveland as they wrestle on the left side of the mat. 30 seconds left here in the period.
And losing the last match, of course, didn't help in their chasing Waverly Shell-Rock. Mild upset there with Michael Millage.
They go out of bounds with 18 seconds left here in the period. A 2-0 lead for Connor Cleveland. Yount able to get free. He gets the escape. That makes it 2-1 with 10 seconds left in the period. Yount in on a shot. Cleveland tries to stuff the head and circle around. There's 5 seconds left in the period. Cleveland circling around, covering a leg. Couldn't quite do it. Does he get to that second leg? He does not. He runs out of time of the period, and it'll be 2-1 Cleveland going to the second. He just ran out of time.
Yeah, he was coming around to have it. They're I don't know. They like to see the leg hooked, and he didn't quite have it.
Cleveland starts in the down position here in period number 2, leading by a 2-1 margin.
And reversal by Cleveland. And not only the reversal, but he come in, looks like he got the cradle locked up. And put the head in the side. There he turns Austin. He got a quick turn. There did it again. He's got Austin Yount on his back, tied up in a cradle.
Yount in a lot of trouble here, but he's able to belly out of it. 3 back points awarded to Cleveland, and it's a 7-1 lead for Connor Cleveland with 1:20 left here in the second period.
Got the hands broke.
Out of bounds they go with 1:08 left here in the second period.
And we got Eric Eckerman on the mat as the head official, assisted by Mike Denner. Yount set. Cleveland covers. Yount tries to stand up, turns into Cleveland, and gets a reversal.
Yount's able to get to reversal, and now he has a leg hook. It's 7-3 Cleveland with 56 seconds left here in the second period. He's got a leg hook, trying to cross face, trying to grab that wrist as well. By the way, with that Millage win, Crestwood has moved ahead of New Hampton in the team standings. Crestwood with 171.5 and New Hampton with 171. Waverly Shell-Rock in first right now with 183.5.
And we've got Yount with the leg in, riding with the leg. Cleveland trying to getting the legs free now. Coming up, looking for a switch, but it's hard to get with Yount over the legs like that.
9 seconds left in the period. It will be Yount's choice going into period number 3. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and Cleveland will lead 7-3 as we go to period number 3.
Choice will be Yount, and he'll go down. He's getting set. Cleveland covers. Fast start on the part of Yount.
And Yount getting to his feet, but knocking him back down. Chopping wood is Cleveland. Cleveland trips him back down as he gets to his feet a second time.
Cleveland riding the arms.
Cleveland leading by a 7-3 margin. A 5-point move in the second period has been the difference in this one. Out of bounds they go with 1:31 left here in the third. 7-3 lead for Cleveland, and they're going to give Cleveland the caution there.
Yount, quick stand-up. Cleveland brings it back to the mat. Yount comes back up again. And Cleveland holds him down a little bit better this time. Yount coming back up. Cleveland drags him backwards. Cleveland's got a wrist controlled. Yount is trying to stuff the head. Cleveland's way down on a leg. Cleveland hanging on to that leg. Got Yount on his body. Kind of Yount comes back to his knees. And we got potentially dangerous because the way the leg is being pulled out.
1:04 left here in the third period. Cleveland still leading by a 7-3 margin, trying to become New Hampton's first champ of the day.
And we've got Cleveland riding tough on top, trying to get something pulled loose. Trying to get an arm up on the back. Looks like he's got the left arm winged. Well, yeah, pretty good job pulling an arm out of there. And Cleveland riding over both legs. Not likely to get a stall call on the bottom when you're over both legs. No, in fact, there's going to be a stall call on top.
Incorrectly so. 36 seconds left here in the period. 7-3 still the lead for Cleveland.
Yeah, and you're riding over both legs with a 7-3 lead. Why?
Here is Yount getting to his feet. Cleveland able to get to that leg right away. Cleveland able to return Yount to the mat with 28 seconds left here in the period.
Nice job of pulling Yount over backwards.
Cleveland trying to win the conference for the second year in a row. He was a 106-pound champion last year. And 2 years ago he was a runner-up to Brandon Mayer. And Connor Cleveland becomes a two-time Northeast Iowa Conference champion for the New Hampton Chickasaws. Cleveland winning 7-3 over Austin Yount. So that'll put the Chickasaws back in second place now, as they defeat Waverly Shellrock in one of two head-to-head matchups they have here in the finals. We move on to 120. Brandon Mayer for the Crestwood Cadets. Brennan Ryan of Owine. The top two seeds getting together. Mayer at 37-1. Ryan at 41-7. And Brandon Mayer trying to become a three-time Northeast Iowa Conference champion here today.
Ryan in on a shot. Mayer blocking it with an underhook. Tried to throw by there. Didn't work. Ryan hooked in on a leg. Ryan picking the leg up. Mayer with a wizard blocking it. And they go down toward the edge of the mat. No points yet.
And the scramble situation results in an out of bounds with 1:24 left here in the first period. No score.
Brennan Ryan wrestling tough here. Mayer with a collar tie.
And just from a historical perspective, there's been 42 three-time champions in Northeast Iowa Conference history. There's been 15 four-time champions in Northeast Iowa Conference history.
There have been some pretty good wrestlers either way. It's not easy to do. When you got teams like Charles City, Cresco, New Hampton, Decorah.
Waverly Shellrock is late.
Shellrock, yeah.
Back to the center they go with 48 seconds left here in the first period. No score between Brandon Mayer and Brennan Ryan. Ryan hasn't reached that 40-win plateau by being a slouch either.
Nope. Nope, done very well. So Little grab at an ankle there by Ryan. And you like to see that. Kids are looking for stuff. Mayer had underhooks. Back into underhook. Working him. Nice Kelly on the part of Ryan. Caught Mayer's tricep and drove underneath him and scored 2 right at the end of the period. That's a great time to do it too. Puts Brennan Ryan up 2-0 over Cresco. And he defers. Cresco goes down. Brandon Mayer. Nice sit here by Mayer. Comes to his feet. Ryan hangs down on the leg. Mayer's got a whizzer in. Real hard sprawl. And he comes out for 1.
Mayer cuts the lead in half with 1:40 left here in the second period. Brandon Mayer, a 2-time Northeast Iowa Conference champion. He beat Connor Cleveland in the finals 2 years ago. And he trails Brendan Ryan from Owine. .120 left here in the period. And if you're looking as they go out of bounds with 1:12 left in the period, looking for Owine's last champion, it was 2011 with Nick Bauschka at 189 pounds.
Okay. It's been a while.
Before that, you have to go back a long ways, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think, well, it's been a long time. Because I can remember years ago, I think we still lived down in Independence when Pullman took over the Owine job, and they were so poor they went for JV.
In fact,
JV only.
Before Bauschka won 2 years ago, their last champ was 1996.
Yeah.
So 2-1, Ryan with the lead. He's got the arms tied up, but able to get out of the hold is Mayer. They wrestle on the side of the mat here with 24 seconds left in the period. They go out of bounds, 23.6 to wrestle in the period. A 2-1 lead for Brennan Ryan. And Ryan mentioning there
something on the mat
was perhaps some moisture on the mat, and Mike Denner will get the blood crew out to take care of business. So the 2 champions thus far, Michael Millage of Crestwood with a bit of an upset. Not a huge one though on Noah Phi of New Hampton, 5-1, and at 113, Connor Cleveland of New Hampton becomes a 2-time champion with a 7-3 win over Austin Yant of Waverly Shellrock.
And we've got Ryan kind of in on a shot here, blocked by underhooks of Brandon Mayer. 2 seconds left, and Ryan isn't afraid to try himself. He looks like he's looking for another Kelly. Decides he's going to go neutral.
Oh, neutral start here in the third period. 2-1, Brennan Ryan. That late first period takedown has been the difference to this point.
Kind of unusual with just a 1-point lead to take neutral. A lot of time, most kids will take down, try and get out and get an escape, make it a 3-1 lead. But Mayer tries to lower his level there at the edge of the mat.
1:41 left here in the third period. A 2-1 lead for Brennan Ryan of Owine, trying to become their first champ since 2011. Only their second champ of the 21st century.
And Ryan staying on the shots. He nice throw by Mayer.
And Mayer gets the 2 points to make it a 3-2 lead for Brandon Mayer.
Well, had Ryan chose down, he'd just be in the position he is now, so see if he can get out.
3-2 the lead for Mayer with 1 minute left here in the period. He's got a leg hooked. Trying to cross base. Working the elbow on one side. Looking to tilt him that way. He's doing enough to keep him out of trouble up top. And now the leg's not hooked anymore, but Mayer does get off to the side. Ryan trying to sit out, reaches back for the head.
Grabs the head. He's got the head. He's got the head.
And gets the reversal. And a 4-3 lead for Brennan Ryan.
Yep, almost had back points. Mayer had to fight off his back there.
Mayer gets to his feet with 27 seconds left in the period. They go out of bounds. 25 seconds left here in the period. Brennan Ryan of Owine with a 4-3 lead on Brandon Mayer.
Mayer tries to stand up.
23 seconds left in the period. He reaches back for the head.
Yeah. Ryan
as Mayer able to get to his feet, he gets Mayer's leg up in the air, does Ryan. He's able to take him back to the mat with a mat return. Mayer tries to turn and face with 8 seconds remaining, but Ryan hanging on that leg.
Boy, when they came to their feet, Ryan went over the top, over the head.
And Brennan Ryan for Owine with a 4-3 win over Brandon Mayer. And Brennan Ryan becomes Owine's first Northeast Iowa Conference champion since Nick Bauschka in 2011. Good match.
And he did it in style against one of the better kids around. Brandon Mayer wasn't going for his third title because
for nothing.
For nothing. No, he's a darn tough kid, and Brennan Ryan basically come out there and took it to him.
Brennan Ryan, the champion for Owine.
Now we got Devin Stortz.
At 126, the top seed for Decorah. He is taking on New Hampton's
Keenan Tangy, who is the third seed.
Stortz at 27-9, Tangy at 32-12. Tangy getting to a leg of Stortz. Scramble situation, side of the mat. Both men back to their feet. Stortz snaps the man down, tries to circle around. Tangy with control of his leg in front of the Decorah corner.
Stortz doesn't get a good change of direction there. And now he's got on the front head pretty hard. And they go out of bounds.
126 left in the first period. A lead of, or a 0-0 match, I should say here.
Yep. Devin Stortz, a junior. Keegan Tangy, a senior, or a sophomore. Leg shot by Stortz. Gets kind of gets inside and continues to hang on to the leg, but only by one hand. Tangy has the leg. Stortz comes across and comes up behind for the two.
And Devin Stortz gets the 2-0 lead on the takedown. 50 seconds left here in the first period.
Great scramble there between Tangy and Devin. Did a great job of coming up behind him.
And back to the center they go. 46.5 seconds left here in the period. And getting out is Tangy pretty quickly, and it's a 2-1 lead for Devin Stortz. Here's Devin in on another shot, heading the side, steps over the leg and covers it and gets another takedown. And it's a 4-1 lead for Devin Stortz here at 126 pounds with 15 seconds left here in the period.
This Tangy broken pretty flat, looking now, trying to power half. Tangy back to his base. Stortz hanging on the head pretty heavy. They're up on the shoulders and time's up.
First period done. Devin Stortz leading by a 4-1 margin. Stortz was the top seed here at 126. Of course, Johnny Etherington not wrestling. Had some health issues due to concussions, but it was nice to see him get the Arlo Flaggy Sportsmanship Award here prior to the finals.
Yes, it was.
1:55 left in the period. Tangy starts in the down position.
And putting a lot of pressure on Tanguy. Got it pretty well extended. Got a ball and chain now. Trying to work the ball and chain. Tilt gave that up. Comes back to it.
.135 left here in the period. A 4-1 lead for Devin Stortz.
Now he puts the arm up over the back, and when he does, he throws it across, trying to whip over Tanguy, but Tanguy comes out, face him for 1 point, makes it 4-2.
1:20 left here in the period. A 4-2 lead for Devin Stortz. Looking back at Decorah, they had 3 champions 2 years ago at Crestwood. Austin Ashbacker, Andy Hovden, and Tyler Hovey that year. They did not have a champion a year ago when they hosted the tournament. There is Tanguy on the side of the mat, which Stortz, and 1 point is going to get awarded to Tanguy.
Had the head tied up in a scissors.
For an illegal hold.
Yep.
.42 seconds left here in the period. A 4-3 lead for Devin Stortz at 126 pounds in the championship bout here for Decorah and New Hampton at the Northeast Iowa Conference Tournament.
Nice duck under by Tanguy, but Stortz spun out of it. Stortz makes a shot at the edge of the mat.
Out of bounds they go with 23 seconds left here in the period. Devin will have his choice in the third. .12 seconds left here in the period. Devin in on a shot, Tanguy in on a shot. Both men able to counter. Devin able to get to a leg with 2 seconds left in the period.
Deep, picks him up.
But he ran out of time.
Yep.
And space.
Out of time and out of mat. Yep.
So we go to the third. It's a 4-3 lead for Devin Stortz here at 126 pounds. Devin will start in the down position. Tanguy able to cover him well, but Devin now gets to his feet trying to establish hand control. He does. He gets out. It's a 5-3 lead for Devin Stortz. .144 left here in the period. The 1 and the 3 seeds going at it right here.
Ah, nice outside shot, head inside shot by Stortz. Now he goes, he got his head trapped right between Tanguy's legs. But Stortz comes up, rolls around a little bit. Tanguy tries to elevate. Stortz comes up between the legs.
Stortz getting to that peek through position, trying to lean back, but Tanguy countering well right now. 1:13 left here in the third period. Stortz has both arms around the legs of Tanguy right now. Neither man has an advantage to this point.
Devin has to get his hips under him a little bit better.
50 seconds left here in the period, and stalemate called by Greg Becker with 56.7 left in the third period. Stortz leading here at 126, 5-3 on Tanguy.
Well, I like to see Stortz shooting even though he's leading. You kind of got to dance with who brung you, and you sit back and try to stall out this last minute or so. That seldom works.
And that's not Devin's style.
No.
38 seconds left here in the period. Tanguy getting to a leg of Stortz, but Stortz able to sprawl. Tanguy no longer around the legs. Stortz gets the head stuff, now trying to circle around. They're on the side of the mat with 23 seconds left in the period. They go out of bounds with 21 seconds left in the period. A 5-3 lead for Stortz. .53 the lead as there's a little bit of blood apparently on one of the men, or in the center of the mat. Perhaps just some moisture there. Devin Stortz leading 5-3 with 20 seconds left here in the third period. Stortz and Tanguy. Standing in the center right now, Tangy getting to a leg of Stortz. Stortz able to get the hips back with 10 seconds left. Stortz has the underhooks in on Tangy. Tangy reaching for that leg. He can't get there. Stortz trying to circle around. 2 seconds, 1 second. Devin Stortz is the Northeast Iowa Conference champion for the Decorah Vikings. Good match again, 5-3.
Yes, it was 5-3.
Devin Stortz gets the victory for Decorah.
Nice to see a conference champ.
The Vikes went empty in the conference championship trophy case last year. They get one here this year with Devin Stortz, the junior.
Gets his name on the big board. There's a big board in the west wall of the wrestling room.
Yep.
Conference champion's name on it.
A 5-3 win over Keegan Tangy of New Hampton. So let's move to 132.
Nate Sands from Waverly Shell Rock against Austin Stout from Charles City. And Sands 41-5. Stout 32-6.
And we are underway as Stands the senior for Waverly Shell Rock.
Nice fireman's carry there by Sands. Gets his arm up around the back as he come down. Doesn't have his head out yet though. Stout is still hanging on to the head and arm. As soon as the head's popped out there, he gets 2. So 2 points for Nate Sands, Waverly Shell Rock.
Sands of Waverly Shell Rock trying to pick up his 44th win of the season.
Senior, Austin Stout, a junior.
And Stout trying to pick up his 35th win. Again, everybody in this bracket had winning records.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. You got kids well, almost. Matthew Fullhart was 8-14. But
6 out of 7 ain't bad.
6 out of 7 isn't bad.
Norwegian math.
You get down to Chase Ursay from Oline 21-25. About seeded 6th. If you seed them that far down the bottom half of the bracket, pretty good record to be seated down there. And Hershey actually finished. That's where he finished, 6th. Kid from New Hampton, 22-4, and he finished 5th. Not tough bracket.
And an escape there for Austin Stout to make it a 2-1 margin for Sands here at 132 pounds. Both men just kind of hanging right now. And first period comes to an end with Sands leading by a 2-1 margin. Stout's choice, he defers. Sands going to go down to start the second period.
Stout with a spiral ride, but Sands still comes up. Hand control, and he's out.
3-1 the lead for Sands. Minute 50 left here in the third period. Or the second period, I'm sorry. Stout, the first of 4 finalists for Charles City. Sands, the second of 8 finalists for Waverly Shell Rock. Sands hanging on the head right now as Stout made a minor shot.
Yeah, underhooks there, double underhooks by Sands. And
stalemate called by Eckerman.
Both young men, a little hand fighting here and head to head. Stout comes underneath, and Sands blocks with a double underhooks.
New Hampton in the 2015 Northeast Iowa Conference Wrestling Tournament.
Another stalemate. And so here we go, back to center. Stout looks, it's hard to get past Sands' hands. A lot of hand fighting here. Sands again on the double underhooks, blocking the action. Stout has his head underneath, and I guess we went to one underhook now on Sands' part. Stout with an overhook, an elbow tie, and they come back to the center. Score still 3-1. Austin Stout ahead of Nate Sands ahead of Austin Stout, Waverly Shellrock. There's a shot by Stout, but a little too far away. Sands sprawls, counters it. Now we've got Stout with an underhook, Sands with a collar tie, and it's the end of the second period. Austin Stout's choice. Austin Stout's going down. He gets set. Here we've got Nate Sands coming on to cover. Stout starts to stand up. Sands hits the ankle. Stout frees it. Comes back up again. Trying to break the hands. Stout's hanging on the leg. They're up to the leg now, hanging on to it. Stout reaches for the far leg. Takes him back to the mat. Good action here. Stout comes up into a kind of a tripod. Sands comes up, looks for a three-quarter Nelson. Stout moving up into a tripod again. Stout coming up into a tripod. Sands coming over the head. Stout trying to move out of the way. Sands follows. Stout is up on his feet, gets hand control, and he's out and away. Makes the match 3-2. Nate Sands ahead of Austin Stout, Waverly Shellrock. Austin Stout from Charles City. Nate Sands, Waverly Shellrock Senior. Austin Stout Junior. Stout putting the pressure on, goes in after a shot, kind of slips to his belly, comes back up. Sands meets him, and they're head to head. Stout another shot, gets a stall call against Nate Sands, and that's what it takes to get a stall call. A lot of pressure, and there's 52 seconds left. And we've got Stout making another shot. He's in on the leg. Sands trying to come around behind. Sands stops his momentum. Stout still hangs onto that knee. Stout holding on to the knee. Getting pretty deep. Stout reaching back over the back through the crotch. Sands trying to lift him up. It's kind of getting down to the scramble. And it's called stalemate. Again, 3-2 with 32 seconds left. Here we go. Austin Stout getting after it here. They're fighting for hand control. Collar tie by Nate Sands. Stout makes kind of a shot, but it's blocked off by the underhooks. Nate Sands. And again, Nate Sands hanging on those double underhooks. That's all he's doing, hanging on the double underhooks. And there we get a stalling call and a point. And that ties it up 3-3. And there, Austin Stout in on a high crotch, head outside. Austin Stout working for the takedown. Nate Sands kind of walks over him. Nothing happens though. Stout still has the leg. Stout still has the leg and nines up. And he's got the 2. And the dinner's out there. And there's no score. And we're going to overtime. Thank goodness for dinner, I guess. Actually, that was the correct call. There wasn't anybody that had control there. And so, 1 minute on the clock. Again, Stout is in and underneath, and Sands is hanging on the double underhooks. And he brings Stout down, kind of head to the mat. Stout comes back up again. And again, now Stout is in on the leg. Sands going around, trying to go around behind him. He kind of loses his balance, but they come back up and go out of bounds. And 30 seconds left. And here we go. Stout coming in. Sands blocking off. Stout hits a nice fireman's carry, but Stout is hanging on to the arm and the head. Got a good hanging on to the arm and the head. Stout comes up from behind. The Charles City folks go nuts. and Austin Stout 5-3 winner over Nate Sands. So there's a number 2 coming in winning. So Austin Stout is our 2015 Northeast Iowa Conference champion at 132 pounds.
And a little bit of controversy there, and Eric Whitcomb is giving Eric Eckerman the business there, but you know what? I think that was the right call.
It was.
It's a good job of the assistant official and the head official working together to get the call right.
Yep, that's right.
And you know, I mean, yeah, I know sometimes emotions can get the best of you, but the fact of the matter is your kid didn't wrestle to win in the third period.
No, those double underhooks that he hung on, that's not an aggressive wrestler.
Exactly. Austin Stout gets the victory at 132 for Charles City.
And we're out here at 138 pounds. We got Maxwell Forsyth of Charles City against Ryan Gorman from New Hampton.
And Max Forsyth is a defending conference champion. He was the conference champ at 126 a year ago.
And he's got a 26-10 record. Ryan Gorman come in as the 3rd seed with a 30-11 record, and he beat Trey Pesanowski from Cresco with a 32-10 record in the semis. So Gorman going to finish ahead of his seed anyway. Let's see if Forsyth can live up to his seed. They're number 1. And Forsyth chasing Gorman. And come back to the center. Forsyth trying to shoot underneath. Gorman blocking with an underhook with the collar tie. I guess collar tie now and wrist control. Gorman, pretty long, lanky kid. So he's got a pretty good reach. Or so is Forsyth.
No score yet here at 138 pounds. A Charles City New Hampton matchup right now. So here in the first few weight classes, you have Cresco, New Hampton, Owine, Decorah, and Charles City. 5 weight classes, 5 different schools represented in championships thus far.
That's nice to see.
0-0, 15 seconds left in the period, and they go out of bounds.
And just about a takedown for Maxwell Forsyth. Again, pushing, playing with a head, trying to get hand. Both of them trying to get hand control. Forsyth pretty much the aggressor here. And that's the end of the first period. Nothing. 0-0 score. Coin toss. And Red's choice. Red defers. Green, Maxwell Forsyth. He goes down. He's set. Gorman covers. Gorman from New Hampton. Grabs an ankle to stop it. He stand up. Still on the ankle. Forsyth turning into him, trying to come up. Gorman reaching across, got a cross face and an ankle. Going to break him down. He'd like to drove him to his back, but Forsyth keeps his knees moving. And they go back to center of the mat.
So 5 different schools represented in the first 5 weight classes with championships. Some school is going to get their second championship here. Here will Max Forsyth get his second Northeast Iowa Conference championship.
And looks like Gorman gets a caution. That's the way he put his hand on the elbow. And a good clean start there. Mike Denner, the official. Forsyth is up to his feet. Comes out and faces Gorman.
Well, maybe we better turn that.
So we've got a 1-0 score now. Forsyth takes the lead. And tries to get around behind Gorman on the edge of the mat. Doesn't happen. They go to bounds. Mike Denner, the official. Greg Becker, the assistant here.
1:13 left here in the period. A 1-0 lead as either New Hampton or Charles City will get their second champion of the day right now.
And Maxwell Forsyth has a little blood trouble there, and so he's over getting tended. Looks like a little nosebleed, perhaps. Yeah.
And gives us a chance to check on our champions to this point. At 106, Michael Millage of Crestwood defeated Noah Fye of New Hampton. 113, Connor Cleveland of New Hampton defeated Austin Yan of Waverly Shellrock. 120, Brendan Ryan of Owine with a 4-3 win over Brandon Mayer of Crestwood. 126, Devin Stortz of Decorah defeats Keegan Tingy of New Hampton. And at 132, Charles City's Austin Stout wins 5-3 in sudden victory over Nate Sands of Waverly Shellrock.
And both young men on their knees here. On headlock, now comes to an underhook by Max Forsyth.
.42 seconds left here in the period, a 1-0 lead for Gorman.
Shot on Forsyth's part, stall call against Gorman, and he goes down there. 2 points for Forsyth.
And Forsyth now leads by a 3-0 margin. Trying to win his second consecutive Northeast Iowa Conference championship.
And he's a junior. Got a chance to be a three-timer.
There's been 42 in history. We might have our 43rd later on with Bryce Steyert at 160 for Waverly Shellrock.
And now Forsyth is getting got the legs turked and getting near fall points. And he got 3. And there he gets the 3. Makes it 6-0. Maxwell Forsyth over Ryan Gorman.
Nothing as we go to the third period. Gorman will start in the down position.
And Forsyth putting on pretty tough rides. Got Gorman broke off his base. Got a lot of hip pressure on Gorman's part. Pulls him over with a tight waist. Pulls the hips over.
1:40 left here in the third period. Forsyth trying to win his second Northeast Iowa Conference championship. And he's a kid that does have 10 losses this year, so sometimes you get a little tested and get ready for the right time of year.
Oh, yeah. Well, they wrestle a tough schedule. And
they do.
And
you know what? This league's pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. And pretty much all the teams in the conference wrestle pretty tough schedules. And now he's got Gorman going to his back now, and he's got back points, at least 2. They go out of bounds. He gets 2.
And an 8-0 lead now for Forsyth of Charles City.
Ryan Gorman returns to the mat, gets set. Max Forsyth covers it. And on the whistle, Gorman trying to tripods up. Forsyth's got a pretty good job of pulling the hips over. And he's got Gorman flat on the mat. And riding over one leg.
45 seconds left here in the period. Max Forsyth of Charles City try to become a 2-time Northeast Iowa Conference champion. He won at 126 a year ago. He leads 8-0 on Gorman of New Hampton.
And Gorman gets to his feet, but they go out of bounds.
And 22.9 seconds remaining here in the period. Forsyth of Charles City trying to become the Comet's second champ of the day. Backing up kid he probably sees a lot in practice, Austin Stout at 132.
Yep. I'm sure it's some tough workouts.
Ten seconds left here in the period. Forsyth has reached major decision level for Charles City. He has the arm hooked up, and they're going to rule it a potentially dangerous as the arm bent back at a funny angle there with 4 seconds left here in the period.
Yeah, instead of taking the arm across, he was taking it out over the head.
Right now, the team scores: Waverly Shellrock 183.5, New Hampton 175, Crestwood 171.5, Charles City will will now move up to third with that. They'll get 4 for the advancement and 1 for the major decision as Forsyth wins 8-0. So Charles City now moves up to third with 173.5, and Crestwood in fourth with 171. Decorah fifth with 155.5. Owen sixth with 146, and Walk On in seventh with 65.
Owen's got some tough kids coming up in the heavier weights.
They do.
So they could move ahead of us.
Let's move on to 145. Tyler Thomas of Crestwood, 36-2, and Zach Wagenhofer, 35-14.
And Thomas, the number 1 seed. Wagenhofer, actually the number 3rd seed. He beat Jake Mitchell of Charles City 5-4 to get out into the finals. Nice shot by Tyler Thomas, blocked by an underhook by Wagenhofer. A nice double by Wagenhofer, but countered by Thomas. Thomas has the leg, and he's coming over, forcing Wagenhofer to come in and try and throw a roll, pitch him backwards with a crotch lift. No points yet, but Wagenhofer's completely down on his side, but he's got a hold of one of Thomas's legs. But Thomas is on top, driving across, and he's got the points. Wagenhofer still has the leg. The Waverly coaches are kind of going bananas there. But Thomas had him broken down onto his side, and Becker gave him the score.
2-0 the score.
We're on the edge of the mat, and Tyler Thomas is just hanging on, and Wagenhofer's trying to turn and score. But Thomas is still hanging on to the leg. And they're not calling any stalemate now. I think it was the official. I think I just call it and get him back to center, but they go out of bounds.
They basically let him go out of bounds, and that was the case.
So we've got 2-0 score here with Tyler Thomas leading Zach Wagenhofer, Waverly Shell Rock. And got a caution here on Tyler Thomas. And we got Greg Becker on the mat. Eric Eckerman is assistant. And there we got Thomas on top, riding hard. Wagenhofer to his feet, trying to establish hand control. They go out of bounds, and they'll come back to center of the mat. Zach Wagenhofer, a sophomore, 33-14 record. Tyler Thomas, a senior, 34-2.
Thomas trying to become Crestwood's first champion of the day, as they Michael or second champion. I should first after. That's what
after
I meant
Millage.
to say.
After Millage.
You knew that.
After Millage. Yep. That'd be a hard match to forget. That was a good one.
Yep,
That was one for the ages.
As Millage beat Noah Phi in the sixth finals, and you know what? I'm not going to predict it because these are high school kids and it's silly to predict, but if that happens 3 weeks from tonight in Des Moines, I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
And I just hope, since they're not in different districts, that they don't meet before that.
No, they won't. No, it'll have to be in Des Moines sometime.
Well, what I'm saying before the finals, what I'm saying prior at the state tournament, just because they're in different districts.
Yeah.
So
they're in different districts. They could meet before the finals.
I hope they don't meet before the finals.
I do too. I do too, but it could happen.
Yep.
We got a reversal here by Tyler Thomas. He's got a cradle on Wagenhofer, bringing him over. It took him a little too fast, but he recovered. Now he's got Wagenhofer buried in that cradle, pretty deep. And Wagenhofer gets comes back to his belly again. He's got one arm locked around Thomas's leg. This is a point now where they probably just well call a stalemate. Nothing's going to happen from here because Wagenhofer isn't going to let go of that leg. But Thomas has 3-point near fall. He leads 7-0 over Zach Wagenhofer of Waverly.
1:11 left here in the second period. A 7-0 lead for Tyler Thomas, trying to become the second champ of the day for the Crestwood Cadets.
And that's the third caution against Tyler Thomas, and that's a point for Zach Wagenhofer. Thomas moves to the other side. It's a clean start this time. Wagenhofer stands up. Thomas locks in behind him, takes him back to the mat, picks him up. They go out of bounds. Looked like Wagenhofer wanted to drop to a knee to get those hands broke. Thomas picked him up.
1:01 left here in the second period. A 7-1 lead for Tyler Thomas.
Thomas with a claw ride. Wagenhofer tries to roll through and gets at least a 1 count. I'm not sure that's been near fall anyway, because it really wasn't Thomas put him in that position. No, you can pin yourself, but you can't put yourself in near fall. You can't put yourself in near fall position. That has to be done by the other wrestler. And Thomas actually, or Zach Wagenhofer, tried to forward roll. Thomas caught him in the middle of it. But Wagenhofer on his feet. Thomas steps in front, throws him back down, and threw him towards his back. But Wagenhofer did a nice job of rolling out of it. You got Wagenhofer broke down flat here. 18 seconds left in the second period. Really tight waist ride by Tyler Thomas. Now he comes up with a half. Wagenhofer back to his feet, and he comes up to go out of bounds.
With 7 seconds.
And Thomas continuing to lead here at 145 pounds. We are wrestling one mat at a time here in the finals as we go to the third period, with Thomas leading by a 7-1 margin.
And it looks like we're going to go neutral here in the third period. Wagenhofer kind of gets out of position, tries to make a throw on Thomas. They go out of bounds. Out under the arms. Thomas needs to keep his elbows in. Nice arm drag on the part of Thomas, but Wagenhofer squares up.
1:37 left here in the third period. A 7-1 lead for Tyler Thomas on Wagenhofer, the 3 seed, the sophomore from Waverly Shell Rock.
Come back to center.
Wagenhofer, the third in the finals for the Go-Hawks, and they have yet to win one.
And,
in fact, of the 6 schools with teams in the finals, Waverly the only one yet to have a champion.
And minute 13 left. 7-1 lead to Tyler Thomas. Shot at the legs by Zach Wagenhofer. Thomas stops it. Wagenhofer to the collar tie now. Collar tie and elbow. Tyler Thomas with an underhook. Tries to duck underneath. Nothing there. Snaps Wagenhofer down. They go out of bounds.
7-1 Thomas. 48 seconds left here in the third period.
Waverly coach, or the Cresco coach, is telling Thomas keep his arms down. And defend your legs. Now we're tied up ear to ear, which generally nothing too much happens. Wagenhofer makes a shot for the legs there, but with that ear-to-ear tie. Nice slide by, a little arm drag there on the part of Thomas, and they go way out of bounds, and Tyler Thomas ends up about at the free throw line.
27.2 left here in the third period. A 7-1 lead for Tyler Thomas.
Good action. Wagenhofer just hasn't been able to score any points. 1. because that was on a caution.
Yep.
Again, an arm drag try by Thomas, but Wagenhofer squares up. Another shot to the right side for Tyler Thomas, and Zach Wagenhofer throws him out of bounds.
I'll give Thomas credit. He's still wrestling to win here,
That's
up 7-1.
Yeah.
Not hanging on underhooks in the third period.
No, he's not. He's still trying to. He's still active. And
there's the buzzer and the championship for Tyler Thomas of the Crestwood Cadets, winning 7-1 over Wagenhofer of Waverly Shellrock. And we move on to 152 pounds. This will be Seth Walker of Waverly Shellrock and Cole Stanford of Owine.
Stanford coming in as the third seed, 36-11 record. He beat Neil Clement from Cresco with a fall, 5:29 in the semis. Seth Walker got a bye, and then a major decision, 11-2 over Brandon Childs of Charles City. Walker with a record of 30-10. Stanford 36-11.
And here we go at 152. Since we're halfway through, we'll get a team score check here momentarily.
And we've got Walker in deep on a high crotch, head outside single, and he makes it count for 2 points.
$152. Walker trying to become the first champ of the day for the Waverly Shellrock Go-Hawks. Everybody that had wrestled enough matches had at least 10 losses in this weight bracket. So maybe it's not an overly quality weight bracket, but probably a pretty balanced weight bracket.
Yeah. All the kids have losses, but you've also got, 4 kids with over 20 wins. 3 of them have over 30 wins. So, and
a lot of kids that have wrestled a lot, I guess.
Yeah, Cole Sanford came out with he's out for an escape. Sanford came in with a face mask on, and boy, those are bothersome to wrestle in. It's almost like you're in a cage, and he took that off, threw it away. Apparently, he's got a banged up nose or something.
2-1 the score.
And
there's Walker to a leg again.
Head outside single. And Sanford is sprawled. And there's 2 points for Seth Walker.
Right now, Waverly Shellrock 183.5, Crestwood 175.5, New Hampton 175, Charles City 173.5. So the top 4 teams separated by 10 points right now, David.
Yep, we knew it'd be close. That's kind of what we predicted when we came in today.
And you know what? Blind squirrels find nuts every now and then, don't they?
That's right. And Waverly got as far as they have because they've got, kids in the finals. They've got kids that wrestled outside above their seeds.
Yep.
But they've also got some holes in the lineup where they haven't scored any points.
Yep.
And so
that's kind of the difference between them and years past.
Yeah.
And because they've scored pretty much at all 14 for many years.
Yes.
In fact, the last time New Hampton hosted, they set the conference scoring record with 312 points.
Yeah. Yeah. That takes 14 people scoring high.
And if I remember that year, they put 14 in the finals. So.
And it might have been. Yeah, they've had some powerful teams, and they've still got some good wrestlers.
Yep.
But they don't have all 14.
And it's 4-2 lead here for Walker as we go to
second period.
And he'll start in the top position.
And he covers Cole Sanford, and Sanford a junior. Walker a junior.
Sanford, one of the talented group of youngsters for the Owine Huskies.
Sanford with Walker with a cradle, and he brought Sanford back over, and getting back points. Got his 3.
And a 7-2 lead now for Seth Walker of Waverly Shellrock.
And he's got Cole Sanford pretty well stretched out.
And right now in the team standings, 1st through 4th being separated by 10 points.
And 2nd through 4th is a bit closer than that, yeah.
2nd through 4th by 2 points.
Yeah, that's close.
Correct.
That's close.
45 seconds left here in the second period. A 7-2 lead for.
And Walker looking to tie up another cradle. Trying to bring the head down to the leg. Can't get the hands locked up though. He's riding kind of crossbody with the legs scissored. And Stanford from Olwine gets a stall warning on him underneath. And they roll out of bounds and come back to the center with Cole Stanford from Olwine on the bottom with 14 seconds left in the second period. And Stanford comes to his feet, turns, but Walker hangs onto the ankle. And
7-2 the lead for Walker, and that will be the score as we go to the third.
It's going to be Walker's choice. He's going down.
Just looking back in the history here, the last time that 6 schools in the league have had state or have had conference champions.
We've got Cole Sanford on top now. Got a leg in. Comes across the head, a little hard maybe.
And a 1 penalty point being given
to Walker.
And it's an 8-2 lead.
Crossface was a little bit hard. And Walker stands up. Sanford picks the leg up. Tries to take him backwards, but he falls down. And Walker kind of comes up on top, but Stanford's still hanging on to one leg. And so we've got Walker up on top, Stanford holding on to a leg. And now we've got Walker coming up through the hole, coming up from behind. And they called it potentially dangerous, but we get a reversal, but the legs are really tied up.
8-2 the score. Walker with the advantage.
And we've got Walker on top riding with a crossed wrist. And 37 seconds left in the third period. And Walker riding pretty hard on top, looking for a cradle again. Looking for a cradle. Can't get Stanford doing a good job of hand control under there, not letting him have the cradle. And Walker's kind of crossed one leg.
And he's gotten up to a major decision level right here to give Waverly a bonus point.
Bonus point.
As Seth Walker leads it by a 10-2 margin, and Walker will become Waverly's first champion here today. Seth Walker wins it 10-2, and the Go Hawks get their first champion. They're at 152 pounds. So let's move on to 160. Bryce Steyer, UNI commit, 45-1. Alec Felstrel, Fort Decorah, 33-3. There we go. This was a rematch of last year's conference championship bout. And Steyer ended up pinning Felstrel in the first period.
Yeah, he's something else. And he has a brother wrestling for Wartburg.
Yep.
Again, a wrestling family. Steyer coming around, trying to come around behind. No points yet.
And they go out of bounds. 1:43 left here in the period.
Steyer hit outside single. Slick and fast.
Steyer trying to become a three-time Northeast Iowa Conference champion. He would be the 43rd man to do so.
Lets Alec get away, but takes him down again. Makes it 4-2. Always in good position. He's fast. Moves good. And nice high crotch head outside. And takes another takedown, makes it 6-2. Kind of on the edge of the mat now. Probably get anything done there, and they go out of bounds. And he says let him up, so 1 point for Alec. And it's just a throw by there for Steyer. Another 2. Cuts him loose. Makes it 8-4 now.
I got a bit of trivia for you here, David.
Oh, I'm no good at that, you know.
Well, you know, I'm just going to give you the statement. I'm not going to ask you the question.
Okay.
6 teams will win individual conference championships this year.
That's good.
Heck, I'm going to ask you, when's the last time there was at least 6 teams that had individual conference champions at this meet? It's 10-5 Steyer with 16 seconds left in the first period.
I have no idea.
Do you have an educated guess?
Oh, probably about 95.
You are good, my friend. Yeah.
95.
1995. As Steyer will go off leading 12-5 here at the end of the first period. In fact, that year, the tournament was hosted at Owine. Crestwood won it. All 7 teams had at least one champion that year.
That's good. Steyer again, a slide by. Didn't work, was down on the leg. He's got the leg. He'll probably make that work. And he's got another 2. I don't believe he's made a single takedown shot that hasn't worked.
Just steady.
Yeah.
Just like a machine, just precision out there.
Yeah, it's like a drill. And Alex Felstrel, 31-3.
He's not a bad kid at all.
No, he's not a bad kid at all. He's a fine wrestler.
14-6 the lead for Steyer here with a minute 24 left here in the second period.
He just stalks. He just stalks him. Trying that slide by again. That didn't work that time. No.
Alec tries the slide ball. He gets to the leg.
Felstrel has one too. I know a duck there tried by Steyer. Didn't work. Didn't get under the arm.
And they're on the side of the mat. Scramble situation. Steyer able to cover right in front of the trainer corner, and it's 16-6 Steyer with 1 minute left here in the second period.
And he says let him up. It's going to be 16-7.
I tell you what, Doug Schwab's getting himself a good one here.
Yes. Yeah, I think he will. And a great kid, comes from a great family. Nice to hit outside single again and dumps Alec to the mat.
And it's 18-7 now.
Let's see, how's that work? You get a 15-point spread, but doing takedowns and let-up, that takes 30 takedowns, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Well, he's got 9 so far.
Trying to get to his feet once again is Felstrel. He's able to do it, and it's 18-8. And the fact that he's got 9 in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, that's pretty impressive.
That's right.
Against a good kid.
Yeah. Alex, not bad. Gets another one.
And it's 20-8 right now. Out of bounds they go. 20 seconds left here in the second period.
And he gives Alec one to get away. Right down, nice snatch that time. Hit inside. Knee snatch. And 22-9.
8 seconds left here in the second period. I believe during the duel, Felstrel got bumped up to 70 and did not face Steyert, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, in a duel you just wouldn't want to, because you don't want to get a kid as good as Alec Felstrel wasted against somebody like Bryce Steyert. And this is one of the problems I'm sure Steyert's had all year in dual meets. You just don't want to put a good kid out again. Yep. You hate to have a good kid beat by somebody like Bryce Steyert.
And that's
a nice duck on the part of Alex, but Steyert squares up with him. That would have scored points against most anybody. Yeah.
1:38 left here in the period. Steyert with yet another takedown. It's a 24-9 advantage, and that's that. A technical fall for Bryce Steyert, who becomes the 43rd three-time champion in the history of the Northeast Iowa Conference. That's to go along with 15 four-time champions. So Steyert wins by a technical fall, 24-9, and at 160 pounds.
And that's 2 extra.
Point and a half.
Yeah, point and a half. And here we go. Austin Duffy from Owine is actually the number 1 seed with 33-12 record. Just a sophomore against Trevor Byram, Waverly 25-15, and also a sophomore.
Sure. Well, it said 75.
And Owine, another situation where they put quite a few kids in the finals, but they had some open weights, and some of their other kids weren't quite up to it. But they sure have
good kids.
Sure have good kids out here.
7th place with 65 points, walk on. 6th place with 146 points, Owine. 5th place with 155.5 points.
Oh, nice outside single here by Austin Duffy. He's got Byram's leg up in the air, follows Byram to the mat nicely. Very, very nice technique. Didn't go down before Byram did. Great job picking up the leg, tripping Byram to the mat, and following him down. And Byram riding tough on top.
And a 2-0 lead for Duffy of Owine at 170 pounds. And they go out of bounds, 43 seconds left in the period. Again, Bryce Steyert becoming the 43rd three-time champion to go along with 15 four-time champions in Northeast Iowa Conference history.
Oh, we got Owine has Waverly on their back, getting no, don't think he got a 2 count. So Waverly gets to their feet, still 2-1.
We have 13 seconds left here in the period. One more finalist for Decorah this afternoon. That will be Cutter Zudlicki at 285.
Daniel Russell, a Charles City boy. And Austin Duffy will go down with a 2-1 lead against Trevor Byram. Duffy up, getting some hand control. Byram pulling him backwards, and they scramble, and Byram comes up on top to hold his position. Looks like Byram is trying a cradle here.
Duffy able to roll through it and belly out it.
Yeah. Byram.
Duffy, the number 1 seed, came in 33-12, and Byram 25-15. Couple of sophomores here.
And I think Byram was behind by about 8 points against Frieden from Waukon, and then pinned him. And he's certainly been going for the falls. He's got a leg in. He's too high. They go to stand up, and Greg Becker calls us potentially dangerous and get a new start. Duffy's still down. A minute left. Duffy's goes to a sit position. Byram comes out over the top. Duffy's reaching for his head, and he comes up and out.
53 seconds left in the period, and Duffy up by a 3-1 margin now.
And they go to the edge of the mat. Byram's holding now both of them kind of collar ties here. Oh, nice outside shot, hit inside single by Duffy, but Byram squares up, defends it.
.20 seconds left in the period. Duffy of Owine leading Byram of Waverly Shellrock by a 3-1 margin.
Again, shot at the leg, out of bounds by Duffy. 3 seconds left, 3-1 lead. Austin Duffy over Trevor Byram. First and second seeds.
And the period will come to a close as Duffy leads at 3-1.
Byram's going down. He gets set. Duffy covers. On the whistle, not much action. Byram putting a lot of pressure down on Duffy. Duffy's kind of sitting. Basing out there in the bottom. Byram basing out the bottom. Duffy putting some pressure on top. Now Duffy's tight waist ride trying to pull. Doing a good job pulling the hips over. Got Byram straightened out now.
1:35 left in the period. Duffy leading by a 3-1 margin.
And Byram's pretty flat.
Has him extended, and Duffy doing enough up top now. Byram
comes
able
over
to
the
get
head
to his feet and able to escape. It's a 3-2 lead for Duffy.
Nice outside single by Duffy. It drops Byram right to his knees. He just swung on the neck and down, grabbed behind the knee on the right side. Now Byram's up and out. Makes it 5-3. The takedown now will tie it up for Trevor Byram. 41 seconds left.
5-3 the score. Duffy with the advantage, trying to become Owine's second champ of the day. And I'm looking back and trying to look in the history that we have here of the last time Owine had 2 champions.
They could get 1 or 2 more.
And they very well could.
And the 2 more number 1 seeds coming up.
And 2 very good kids. 14 seconds left here in the period. Duffy and Byram. Duffy and Byram. 8 seconds left here in the period. Duffy circling back towards the center wisely. And Austin Duffy of Owine will win 5-3. Austin Duffy of Owine will win 5-3. So we move on to 182 pounds. It'll be Alex Lukes of New Hampton and Jacob Eggleston of Waverly Shellrock.
And Austin Lukes with a 28-12 record and a senior, and Jacob Eggleston 19 wins, 17 losses and a sophomore. Well, this is not one of Waverly Shell Rock's really superstars.
And I just looked it up. The last time Owine had multiple champions, the tournament was held here in New Hampton. I was not born yet. Dave Amdahl, I think you were born.
Yeah, I'm sure I was.
1951.
51. Okay.
Congratulations to Coach Castley and the Owine Wrestling Program.
Yes. Okay, suppose they win the next two. How long since Owine had 4?
They had 3 that year. 3 in 51.
51.
And that was the 4th year of this tournament.
Okay. Yeah, there was a time back in the days when Owine did have a pretty creditable program.
Well, that time has come around again.
Come around again. That's right. And good for them. Good for Coach Castley and good for the people involved. Still nothing, Lukes and Eggleston.
45 seconds.
Deep double by Lukes. Drives Eggleston out of bounds, and there'll be no score.
Periods of silence as I'm updating my social media with some nuggets on the tournament.
Got to pull the legs in. Lukes could have had a takedown there, but he just drove and then run out of territory. Needs to suck those legs underneath. Pull them in. Alex Lukes been in the lineup for a long time. Senior from New Hampton.
No score here, 50 seconds.
Nothing. 12 seconds left on the clock.
Lukes and Waverly Shell Rock here.
Another shot by Lukes. And ran out of time this time. Ran out of mat last time, ran out of time this time.
Bless you, by the way, David.
And Lukes won the toss, deferred, got Eggleston down. I kind of like Waverly Shell Rock's uniforms here. Went to straight black with yellow trim.
Four guys today, and that was
and they kind of like another pretty good college wrestling program.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
a little to their self.
That's just fine. Their colors are black and gold, so.
all 4 years old.
And who looked pretty good up in Minneapolis last night.
It sure did.
Luke's 0-0 with Eggleston.
Right and tough. Got Eggleston broke down pretty flat. Got him extended.
Of course, this is my biasness talking about last night's meet. Biggest college wrestling duel of the year. One team wrestled at the Luther Open, one team didn't.
That's right. Iowa did.
The Hawks looking good, obviously.
Yes, and I think they've got Brandon Sorensen will be in there the rest of the lineup. He's looked really tough. And it was nice.
To me, that's the neat thing.
Yes.
Our kids wrestled against him.
Yep.
He was a stud for Denver Tripolo.
Oh, yeah. And Eggleston is up and turns and gets away for 1.
So a 1-0 lead as Eggleston trying to become the 3rd champ for Waverly Shell Rock.
Now let's see if Lukes can get back in on the legs like he has twice. He did it twice in the first period, but didn't get any points out of it. See if he can do that now. Collar tie by Eggleston.
Lukes was the #1 seed. Eggleston barely over 500, but here he is leading the Northeast Iowa Conference Championship. Records are only take you so far. You got to get it done when it counts.
That's right. And you know what? One thing about Waverly Shell Rock, they'll come to wrestle.
Oh yeah,
they'll come to wrestle. And in fact, I can say that really of all the teams.
Oh yeah,
here to wrestle.
And you know, just when it comes to overall wrestling, I mean, you've seen good wrestling, competitive wrestling, and kids willing to get after it. You've barely seen situation where kids were just hanging on trying to win.
No, hardly a dull match in the meet. You know, and we've seen kids, ahead by 8 points and turn around and get pinned.
Well, and it's, I think it's one of those deals. Here is Lukes in on a double leg shot. And he wasn't able to score at the end of the second period, so we go to the third.
He's got to turn and get more of an angle. He drives straight through, and he's got to keep a leg from keep him from backing up. Austin Lukes is going down.
This is Alex Lukes.
Alex Lukes, I'm sorry.
Austin was an older brother, I believe.
That's right. It was a time.
Yep.
But Alex Lukes is trying to come up into a tri-spot. Eggleston sticks the legs in. So we got a legger. When you think about a legger, they can be really tough, or they can really get in bad trouble. And you can see what Jacob Eggleston does. Got both legs in. Trying to work under the arms, trying to crank it to the power half in, trying to crank Alex Lukes over.
1:28 left here in the period. A 1-0 lead as Eggleston trying to become the third champ of the day for Waverly Shellrock.
And he's cranking hard. Lukes in a bad way. Lukes kind of a bad way with those legs.
He was close to back points there, but Eric Eckerman says he's not close enough, and now he's
counting them. Now he's counting them.
And Luke's trying to...
Lukes with the body scissors. And
belly out of it. He's
just about belly it out.
3 points awaiting Eggleston, and the points will be awarded with 45 seconds left here in the period.
Up 4-0. And this could be the match that puts Waverly over the top.
And you know what? You got to, especially them winning it this year, you got to give them the...
And there's Eggleston, got the legs in again, and he's got Lukes turned, and he pins him.
And Eggleston for Waverly Shellrock wins in 5:39, and Eggleston becomes the champion, and by the sounds of things, it looks like the Go Hawks might have just clinched their 11th straight Northeast Iowa Conference championship.
Now, I think that probably could well have done it.
And let's move on to 195.
We got another Waverly kid coming up here, but he's got his work cut out for him. Zach Lamphere from Olwine is
a stud at 95.
43-1. And Moore was the third seed. He's only 12-2. Hasn't been in the lineup a long time. And I don't know if these boys wrestled in the dual meet.
I do. I guess I don't have that information, so I can't say for sure.
But Eggleston is salty. He's tough. Had his shoulder wrapped. Don't think he plans on being on the bottom and having the arm cranked.
Nope.
But we'll see. Number 1 and number 3 seeds.
And again, Olwine, their most ever conference champs in 1 year was 1951-3. The 4th year of this now 68-year tournament.
And they have another...
and they have a good chance at 222.
Yep. And another number 1 seed.
Yep.
So... But that's just on paper. We had to do it out on the mat.
Mats are a little heavier and tougher than paper.
Yep. I think Jameer Moore a little dangerous. Yeah. Tried to duck under there. And Lamphere just squared up.
Welcome back to the Northeast Iowa Conference Wrestling Tournament.
And we'll see what happens here when 50 or only 3 seconds left in the first period. So we'll see what happens when they go down on the mat. Coin toss. Olwine wins. He's going down right off the bat. And Lamphere from Olwine gets set. Moore from Waverly Shell Rock covers. Moore tries to chop the arm. Pretty active on top. Got Lamphere kind of stretched out on the bottom. Lamphere back to his knees. Jameer Moore's got the legs in now. Change legs from right to the left. And again, trying to work the head of Zach Lamphere. And again, legs have came out now, but he's got Lamphere stretched out flat on the mat. Came around pretty good crossface there. Lamphere trying to set something up on the bottom. Got his head up. Oh, big crossface on the part of Moore. And that's unsportsmanlike conduct. And he's going to give Lamphere one to go back on the feet. Lamphere ahead 2-0 now. One penalty point and one escape.
Of 165 place third.
So that's both Denner and Eckerman that have called hard crossfaces, and that's just fine. This isn't WWE. And both of them trying for inside position there on their feet. Moore tried to lower his level, but he didn't get any penetration. Lamphere's extremely hard to penetrate on. Lamphere riding on a 2-on-1. Nice arm drag by the part of Jameer Moore, and he gets 2 points as they go out of bounds. Nice, really nice arm drag on Moore's part. And very quick, very quick. And so Lamphere's down again. But this time the score's tied 2-2. Leg in on the part of Moore. And Moore on top. Lamphere's got to do a little more on the bottom. He's going to start. And now he comes to his feet. Lamphere though throws in a cradle. Now Moore throws in a cradle. Lamphere stands up. All Moore's doing is hanging on to one leg, and they run out of time. And Lamphere does not get the 1 point.
2015 Northeast.
He'd like to have it. We're going into the third period now with Jameer Moore going down. Zach Lamphere on top. See what he can do. See how good Moore is on the bottom. Moore starts to stand up. Goes nowhere. Now he gets one leg out. Comes to his feet. Lamphere locks up and he breaks the hands, and Moore's ahead 3-2. And Moore the 3-2 lead. Now Moore's only got 2 losses on the year, so obviously he's a little hard to beat. And we'll see what Lamphere can do. I bet he hasn't been behind too much all year. See what he can do. And both of them fighting for hand control, head to head out there. Forehead to forehead. Let's see what Zach Lamphere can do here going for their conference title. Moore good at lowering his level, but Lamphere squares up nicely. Still fighting for hand control. 57 seconds left. Lamphere comes over the top of the head. Moore comes out, face him. Pressure on Lamphere. Nice ankle pick. Nice ankle pick at the edge of the mat.
And he gets the takedown to make it 4-3 with 39 seconds left here in the third period.
Now Moore's down, 39 seconds left. Let's see, can Lamphere ride him out for 39 seconds? He does, he wins. Need to put pressure on. Needs to get Moore broke to his belly. Moore's doing a pretty good job of staying on his knees. Now Moore's down on his belly with 29 seconds left. Lamphere's put a lot of pressure on top. He's got to ride like he's never rode before if he wants to win this. Moore stretched out, laying flat. Now he comes back to his belly, tries kind of a little roll into Lamphere. He's down on his hip, 13 seconds left to go. Zach Lamphere, O-line, the O-line crowd just going nuts. And he's got the wrist, Lamphere has the wrist tied up. And that's it. What's happened here?
And he let him up at the last second, and it's going to overtime. He just let him up.
He just let him up.
I don't know what the world happened there.
He just let him up. Apparently he thought time was up, but you got to wrestle to the whistle. Goodness sakes. We saw that last night at Luther with Van Anrooy. Did the same thing. And there Lamphere is nice.
Ends up landing on Moore, and he gets the takedown and wins it in overtime anyway. Oh boy, he's thankful for that. Oh boy, that could have been embarrassing.
I don't know that I've seen that in high school wrestling before, you know. Goodness.
On with their third champion.
Yep.
Zach Lamphere winning in sudden victory, 6-4. Another really good match.
Yeah, I thought time was up. I see him break contact. I look over and there's time on the clock. The time's just running down to 0.
Well, you thought time was up too, so I guess we probably shouldn't pick on Zach too much. But
well, I thought time was up because I saw him let go. Now we've got Travis McMillan from Old Wine, 40-1, the top seed against Aaron Malloy, the second seed, 29-4 from Charles City. And yeah, Lamphere looked around like, my goodness, what did I do?
Yep.
And there we go, McMillan with Kelly. Takes Malloy to the mat.
So O-line with 3 champions and a possibility at a 4th. If they get their 4th, that will be the most in school history.
Well,
because 3 happened here in New Hampton back in 1951. How old were you at that time, David?
51. I'd have been 8.
Oh, a very mature age, I'm sure.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Two 0 the lead for McMillan here at 220 pounds.
Actually, this time of the year, I guess I'd been just 7.
Oh, a very mature 7. I'm
yeah.
sure.
That was quite a while ago. Here we have Malloy up to his feet, but McMillan still hanging on the leg, holding on to a 2-0 lead with 36 seconds to go. And Malloy trying to sprawl. Malloy is just a sophomore from Charles City. And McMillan, a junior. I bet him and Lamphere have some good battles in the wrestling room.
Oh, yeah.
And then they got a pretty good size heavyweight, too, so.
The finals at 285 pounds will be Carter Zidlicki and the kid out of Charles City, Brody Tupie.
And again, I'm sure that kid from Charles City, I don't think the Charles City kid looks very big. I think he could probably wrestle here, but he probably can't beat Malloy. The Charles City kid is one of the smaller. I thought it looked like one of the smaller heavyweights in the lineup of the heavy, except for Zidlicki, who again is a 220 natural 220 pounder.
And he's been wrestling at 220 until the Crestwood duel.
Yeah. I'm sure they were looking at this here at 220. He would have been number 1 seed. McMillan would have been, and I think he got his head banged against Charles City, yep. So he might have. And then there's Hop in here, and I'm not sure that.
I think Hop beat him as well.
Yeah, so you see, now he's down to a number 4 seed, and that's no better than Tyler Flack got. So good move on the part of the Decorah coaches, Coach Friedoff, Coach Sackwood, Coach Adams.
2-0 the score. McMillan still leading. Waverly Shellrock has clinched the team title.
And we got to try to high crotch here in the part of McMillan. Didn't get it. Malloy, nice job of sprawling. Now Kelly there on the part of McMillan, 2 more points.
And
4-0 now.
Looking at it right now, Waverly Shellrock has 200 points. They won't score any more. Crestwood has 175.5. They won't score anymore. New Hampton has 175. They won't score anymore. Charles City has 173. So Charles City, with a win here or a win at heavyweight, can move all the way up to second place. And they're sitting in 4th right now.
Yeah.
Decorah right now has 155.5. Owine is in 6th right now with 154, but if McMillan wins here, they'll move up to 158.
And of course, we can get it back then, maybe with Zidlicki.
Yep, and walk-on won't score anymore. They have 65.
Now, it's really, I felt bad when Frieden got beat there. It would have been nice to put him in the finals, so Walk-on could have had one wrestler in the finals.
And he was probably your best chance, perhaps Benzing at 145, but that was pretty tough weight class.
Yeah, Benzing was just, I think he finished 4th, 3rd or 4th.
So Charles City, with a win at heavyweight or a win here, can move all the way up to 2nd. They're right now 2 points separating 2nd and 4th.
Yeah, Benzing probably one of the best wrestlers, and he finished 4th. But hey, that weight class had a lot of good kids.
Yep.
And so it would have been nice to get Frieden in.
Yep. So some blood time here. 54 seconds left in the period. It is a lead of 5-0 for Travis McMillan, trying to become the 4th champion for the Owine Huskies, and if he gets there, it would be a school record. Five nothing the score. 48 seconds left here in the second period. Carter Zidlicki yet to go at 285.
Malloy's up and out. Face him.
Decorah's probably going to need that to get 5th place tonight.
Yeah, and it won't be easy. Again, Charles City comes to wrestle. Nice. Tried for a high crotch there. McMillan. Malloy sprawled.
5-1 the score. We have
and 10 seconds left in the second period. Still a 5-1 lead for McMillan. They're just for head-to-head out here.
So 5-1 as we go to the third period. Travis McMillan of Owine.
And Malloy's going down.
Won the score as Malloy able to get to his feet and get the escape to make it 5-2.
And McMillan in on a shot. Malloy tried to whip over there. McMillan got his elbows in. Now he comes in under looking for a fireman's. Nice sprawl on the part of Malloy. He's not going to get it. 5-2 the score. And Malloy goes back center of the mat. McMillan knocks him back in.
In the last 6 school representatives, that's
Go Hawks are going to win their 11th consecutive title, and got to give them a lot of credit for this year's one.
Yes.
And the thing of it is, you can rape and whine and complain about it, but you know what?
You got to beat them.
The bottom line, they've set the championship standard in this league, and you may not like them personally, but they set a standard that you got to meet.
They went out, won it fair and square, and this year they probably got only one true Division I wrestler. Years past, they've had a couple, 3 in the lineup, and then salty kids at every single weight.
Yep.
And now they have some weights that are open, some weights kids aren't very good at. And
so they're probably not a 3A state championship contender, but they're still the standard setter in this league.
Yep. And nice attack there by Malloy, but blocked by Lamphere's Wizard and his hips. I think Lamphere's a little bigger boy. Of course, he's, McMillan rather. McMillan a little bigger maybe than Malloy. And he's a year older too.
"19 seconds left here in the third period. Travis McMillan of Owine trying to become the Huskies' 4th champion today. They were probably looking pretty good at 3, but Brennan Ryan beating Brandon Mayer was probably the surprise from the Husky perspective. But
certainly a surprise from the Cresco perspective. But
give him credit for getting it done.
Give him credit. He got the job done.
That's one of the things you love about this sport. You either get it done or you don't.
That's right. And you have nobody else to blame.
And Travis McMillan wins 5-2, and for the first time in Northeast Iowa Conference history, the Owine Huskies have 4 champions. Time for the final bout of the day, as Huskies have now moved up into 5th place with 158.
Our final match of the day. From Decorah, Carter Zidlicki.
For Decorah, Brody Tupy for Charles City. Here we go.
Tupy 24-11, pretty solid record, and a junior. Carter Zidlicki 18-9, senior. Zidlicki tries to slide by, tries it twice, and so does Tupy. And, fighting out here to Tupy with a collar tie. Zidlicki got pretty good motion in his feet. Got to be active again. Now try to slide by, it didn't work, so went right to a head outside single. And changed to a double. And got the takedown, leading 2-0 now with a minute 15 seconds left. Period. Eckerman calls 1 bounds. They go back to the center. And a good motion by Travis Zidlicki. That was really slick. The slide by didn't work, so he dropped right down to a single, changed off to a double, put 3 moves together, and got the takedown. Now he's trying to ride tough on top, and trying to break, clear out to the side, reaches in the crotch, and grabs an ankle, trying to put Tupy's arm behind the back, but doesn't get that done. But got Tupy stretched out pretty hard on the mat, working an inside wrist, putting a lot of pressure on the shoulder with his forearm, reaching in the crotch, driving forward, really pounding on Tupy. This is the kind of ride you like to see. I've always argued.
This is something that Carter couldn't do in years past.
No.
The improvements that he has shown has just been remarkable.
It has been. There's been kind of times when he's been kind of a pudgy teddy bear, and they just roll around out there. But now he's putting the hammer down.
Yep.
And we're going to get a stalling call against Tupy. And again, say it all the time, don't like it, but it's the right call. But I just do not see him stirred up. I like to see him down there flat.
Yep.
And
again, Decorah wins this. They will finish 5th in the conference. If they lose this, they will finish 6th. If Charles City wins this, they finish 2nd. So
a lot on the line on this match. Yeah, a lot on the line. I don't think I've ever seen a tournament that would have so much. I mean, I've seen a tournament where 1st and 2nd, or 2nd and 3rd, or 3rd and 4th might swing on a match. But I don't know that I've ever seen where we got about 4 teams or 3 teams here that this could affect the outcome of.
Yep. Really, 2nd through 5th is on line right here.
Yeah.
Carter's Zidlicki in a forehead-to-forehead tie. He leads 2-0 here with 1:29 left in the second period.
And I think a little slide by there and got kind of alongside Brody Tupy and took him down to the mat, then shucked him right straight down. Made that slide by work. Picks up an ankle, drives Tupy forward, and they're out of bounds.
Of course, Decorah had the heavyweight champion 2 years ago with Austin Ashbacker.
And Waverly had it last year.
With Jared Stack, Ashbacker was in the finals.
Yep. That is Zidlicki's moving his feet on top, and Tupy's trying to crawl out, and Zidlicki just drove him forward, drove him flat on the mat, and 4-0. Trying to get an arm up on the back. There, the arm comes up on the back, tight. 36 seconds left. Now he's coming up. He's got the wing and the wrist, and he's going over the top of the head. Got to keep going. Got to keep going. He's still got the wing. Got the wing
still
on.
Got the wrist.
Got to go a little more over the head. Got to get out of. His leg is caught. His leg is caught. His leg is caught.
Now he's getting back points.
Yeah.
11 seconds left here in the period.
But the leg is still caught. In fact, that's Tupy. He's got his leg trapped. He's got to work to get that leg out, and then he get out farther out to the side. And it'll save by the bell, but he gets 3 more.
A 7-0 lead for Carter Zidlicki here at 285 pounds.
Oh, no, is he going down? Yeah. I don't know. Your head 7-0, and you just pounded the guy on top. I'm not sure why you'd go underneath him, but apparently he thinks he can get away. He got back up to his feet, and he is away.
And he's up to major decision level, 8-0.
Yeah, no, but of course, who knows what happens on your feet. I'd like to see him on top just pounding, because he was just pounding him. Slide by almost worked. I mean, it was a thing of beauty to see what he was doing to him on top. He was just hammering. And now they're working head to head. He keeps trying that slide by. You're going to have to look for something else. But he keeps his feet moving real good. Keeps his feet moving. And circling, and Tupy, he liked to try to slide by too. And but Carter's behind him now. Doesn't have a takedown.
With 1:05 left here in the period.
Doesn't have a takedown.
Carter does get the takedown. He didn't get the lift, but tried to.
No, nice job of tripping him. Nice job of putting the leg in front and driving him over it, and put Tupy down to the mat, and makes it 10-0.
1 minute left here in the third period. Carter Zidlicki trying to become a Northeast Iowa Conference champion for Decorah.
And he's got Tupy flat on the mat now and the arm up over his back. And he's continuing where he left off at the start of the third period. And end of the second. Just now he's got the wrist and the wing, and he's going to try and go around the head again, and he's doing it. And now he doesn't have the leg tied up. Now the leg isn't tied up, so he is over the head where he should be. And he's working for the fall here. And needs to adjust. Tupy's trying to turn out of it now. He's got one shoulder up. But he's got 22 seconds left. Tupy's got to be really, really tired down there. And he needs to settle in, get his hip down a little bit better. And he's got the fall. There it is.
Boy, Carter Zidlicki is the Northeast Iowa Conference champ for the Decorah Vikings.
With a fall, too. That kind of puts an exclamation point on it.
So that'll clinch 5th spot for Decorah. Obviously, you want it a little higher than that, but at the same time, it's a good way to end the day.
But, if you can place ahead of a team that had 4 champs,
that's pretty good.
That ain't too bad.
That is pretty good.
That's not too bad, considering we had
2.
2.
With Storts and Zidlicki.
Yeah.
Carter
Zidlicki. The second one.
So Decorah has multiple champs for the first time since 2 years ago. As Carter Zidlicki wins over Brody Tupy in 5:48 by fall. So
And
Waverly Shellrock will win the conference title with 200 points. Crestwood second, 175.5. New Hampton third with 175. Charles City fourth with 173.5. Decorah fifth with 161.5. Owine sixth with 158. And Walk-On seventh with 65.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts on the day there, David?
Well, what a tournament. You know, one of the more entertaining tournaments when you got so many teams in the mix. Nobody's running away with it. And a lot of good wrestling. I think everybody seemed to get right after it. I don't think we saw a dull match. And hats off to Owine with 4 champs. Hats off to Waverly Shellrock for winning it, putting it together. And hats off for Decorah for battling in there. And, you know, look at all the points we got in the 5th place matches.
Yep.
You know, that's why we're 5th and not 6th.
No doubt about it. Nice job by you, David. Fun day here in New Hampton.
Thank you much. Look forward to next week.
We'll be heading to West Union that day.
That'll be a lot of fun, too.
Many people to thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the coverage wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you, that's right, you, the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our coverage of the Northeast Iowa Conference Wrestling Tournament. Decorah crowns 2 champs and finishes 5th on the day. Our coverage of sectional wrestling will begin at noon next Saturday as Decorah will be in West Union. So, for Dave Omdahl, Darren Swenson saying so long for our coverage today at KDEC Radio.net.